Sup everyone, tonight is a special occasion. I hope everyone has their best suits or PJs on because we have a guest speaker. In case you somehow missed the title, the guest for tonight is the one and only Green Man Sam. Everyone give it up for him! I also want to thank Mr. Death X for lending his voice to some select critters that we will see in the upcoming unfiction that we will be reviewing. A link to his and Mr. Sam's channel will be down below. Before we start, I would like to thank everyone who attended the second ever Mud Juggernog fan club meetup. We had an even bigger turnout. Now, let us commence forth. Tonight, the channel me and Mr. Sam will be taking a peek at is the channel Unused 2, which is seemingly a channel about someone replaying Undertale. Sounds simple, don't it? Well, we will just see how odd, or rather weird, this version of Undertale is. And as I always warn the returning viewers and newcomers to my channel, not everything in the unfiction will be necessarily shown. And this is done so that you can directly support the channel and see for yourself what you're missing out on. Now without further ado, we shall look into the first video, Replaying Undertale. The description for this video reads, I keep getting this annoying crash on it, so I did some side content. Graphics look shittier than I remember though. Can't be that bad, right? Right away, we can already tell things are off. From the pitch of the music to the select screen and the name input section. If you've ever played the Tale, then you would know right away that this isn't Undertale at all, but rather something else. What could it be? Well, I have a grand total of 2 ideas that I will share at the end of the video, but for now, we shall move ahead. The player enters the name Kara, and upon loading in, we can see just how rough things look. Frisk doesn't seem their normal self. They must have fallen on hard times. This is how the first encounter with Flowey goes. Howdy! I'm Flowery, Flowey the Flower. Damn, make up your damn mind. Say, you look new to the underground. Gosh, you must be so confused. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. Guess little old me will have to do. Are you ready? Here we go. But before the battle can start, we see an error for Tale Under RPG. Is this even Undertale or some silly ass bootleg? We can also see why the error occurred, due to line 61 trying to divide by 0. I never knew Toby was this bad at coding for the game, damn. After accept tarring, the player is brought all the way back to the select screen and has to redo everything. Although this time the name is Charpa. With the second encounter of Flowey, this happens. Are you ready? Here we go. Line 61, can you get your shit together? Well, to no one except Dylan's surprise, the game crashed yet again. Honestly, if this is how the real Undertale was, I don't think it would have become the universally loved game that it is today. After another unsuccessful attempt, the player enters a new name of Ah! But this time the player discovers something different. Instead of encountering Flowey, they go back. But now the player has discovered a secret path. I wonder what it will lead us. Well, it seems to lead to another flower patch, which then leads to 2 gateways. The player enters the left one, which serves as the entryway to a throne room-esque area full of flowers, and even some butterflies. Fun fact, I have a fear of moths and butterflies to an extent, but mainly moths. Fuck moths. After observing the foliage, the player now enters the right gateway, which leads the player back to the one and only Flowey. Howdy. I'm Flowery. Do we have to keep doing this? Well, unless line 61 learns basic math, then yes, we have to, Barbara. After presumably another game crash, the player makes their way back to the gateways, all the while trying to find another secret path. Eventually, along the pathway of the right gateway, the player is successful, finds another obscure walkway. This eventually leads to a new area, with a bench surrounded by 3 big flowers.
You tired, kid?
You seem tired.
What's up? Stayed past your bedtime yesterday?
Are cartoons really that good?
It wasn't TV, huh? Well, what was it then? Too much homework, maybe? Well, whatever the case, you could use some good rest. Go along now. A nap won't hurt anyone. What's that? Not sleepy?
Kiddo, you look like you haven't slept in years. What do you mean you aren't sleepy?
There, it's okay. We're just worried, that's all. Well, if you don't feel like sleeping, how about doing something you like instead? You don't know what you like.
It's alright, kiddo. I don't know who I am, too.
Well, here's an idea. Okay? I have this net. It's kinda old, but how about you hunt something, huh?
No. Not for us. For you, silly. Catch whatever and just do whatever you want with it.
Just a little side task for you. How about it? Who knows, maybe you'll have fun. That's the attitude. Run along now, kiddo.
You tried to ask for the net, but the next time you blinked you realized it's always been in your hand. It wasn't, but okay, bro. Well, if you remember the room of flowers and butterflies, then it would make sense as to what should be done now, right? This time, returning to the Blumenzimmer, there's a roast Schmetterling amongst the others. Guess Tony ran out of yellow paint. After capturing the butterfly, we can see how the name for the human is now stupid. Guess the name, wasn't cool enough for Gaster. We can see the butterfly in the inventory, but next to it is something entirely new. Something called Talk. It seems like this can give the player the ability to speak in the game. I wonder how that would have worked in the real game. The player seemingly uses it to type a question for us, asking how long have they had it. I don't know, brah. Upon returning to where Flowey was last time, we see a new scene unfold. You tell the butterfly how pretty and strong they are. They felt motivated, and jumped right into your head? That sounds rather spooky. With this, we hear the music that plays when that bird that carries you over a disproportionately small gap plays. Although this time it's a butterfly, seemingly head crab controlling the player. Eventually the butterfly lets go, but stays in the human's hair, which is another oddity. Although this time it looks like a cute little bow. Although now it also seems like the player is stuck facing one direction, and also just stuck in general. Even the player asks us if they are stuck. Now, I might not be the smartest, but I think the player is stuck. After a quick OBS jump scare, the video ends. Right away with this video, we could tell that this isn't Undertale, or at least the one that we know. Either this is a crap-out bootleg, or a peek into what could have been, but more on that later. Now, without further ado, please give a hoot and holler for Mr. Green Man Sam, as he takes to the podium to discuss the second episode, replaying Undertale 2. Take it away!
Hello, everyone. It's me, the Green Man, from YouTube. I'm the unaltered user guy. I'm gonna review episode 2. I'm not gonna waste any more time. The second video starts off with Unused about to enter in the name Chara, but at the last moment, deciding against it and instead trying Gaster.
I'm Wing Gaster, the Royal Science.
Eventually, they make their way back to the big flower room and grab the red butterfly. But instead of going the normal way, Unused actually decides to go back in, where we see this long path leading up to more golden flowers. The screen cuts where we see this green flower, similar to the colorful flowers from the end of video 1. Unused keeps making their way throughout the ruins before going to write something in the big flower room. This is what they say. So, I had this idea yesterday. I was hoping that'd fail, but okay. We then see Unused just start collecting a ton of the white butterflies before we see this scene play out. Real quick, I want to mention something. When Unused has all of these butterflies on their face, they sort of resemble Everyman. I don't know how that could connect, but just keep that at the back of your mind in case. Now that Unused has finally made it across, they enter the door at the top right of the room, where they are greeted by Toriel. Torel! Torel tells Unused to follow her, and we see Unused complete the first puzzle room. It plays out pretty normally, with Unused just solving some of the puzzles we would usually see in Undertale. We then see Unused in the training room, where we see them practice against the dummy. But the game crashes. Unused reloads the game and makes it back to the training room, but they can't do anything else. It seems like they are just fully soft-locked at this point. But, while backtracking to see if they can do anything else, they try the unmarked lever.
Secret room!
They then proceed throughout this secret path, passing large bodies of water, new puzzles, before eventually cutting the video and saying they got stuck. But just then, they find a room with 3 switches. Activating one of them allows unused to go up to this lonely rock. They then take the rock back to one of the puzzles and place it on a pressure plate. They repeat this cycle again before finding this weird structure in the ground. When interacting with it, they are given the prompt, blow a bubble. After they got done moving like a dead player in New Super Mario Bros., they eventually find a place that allows them to pop the bubble. Entering the room, they find a sink. They are given the choice to wash off the butterflies, but unused decides to keep them. Eventually, they find Torel, who hugs them. One interesting thing is that Torel says that unused looks paler and paler each time she sees them. Torel then tells Unused to follow her. We then see Unused start crashing out, ending the video. Anyways, back to your normally scheduled video.
Another round of applause for Mr. Sam! Now, I'll hop back onto the mic so we can conclude the series, at the time of writing. The description for this video reads, still exploring the ruins and trying to avoid more roadblocks. Seems like the random encounters broke, but better for me, honestly. It wouldn't be better for me, that's for sure. I would have given up after the second game crash. This game crashes so much it's making Northern Blight Noel seem like a chump in comparison. Anyways, despite how the last video ended, this video seemingly picks up where Charpa was last left, that still being in the ruins, and still smothered in those damn schmetterlings. Returning to the bubble, Charpa floats back to the sink where this happens. They finally wash their damn face. There's that smile. Now Charpa can finally experience the ruins in all the cardinal directions. With this, they return to that damn rock that wouldn't move, but now it finally does. Who knew butterflies could prevent movements of rocks? I'm guessing it's due to the fact the butterflies are making Charpa face away from the rock, but now that they can face it, it can finally be moved. A neat little detail from the old Unused too. With this, the spikes from the other rock are finally lowered, and Charpa is able to equip it. With our new rock friend, as quickly as we've met it, we have to say goodbye, as the 4-button puzzle can now be completed. A rather big payoff, huh? Eventually, Charpa makes their way through the ruins, where we encounter a familiar face. I had a feeling I'd find you here. You're a slippery kid, you know that? Sounds like something an Italian mobster would say, but that's fine. I guess you just don't want to talk to me. Fine then. I'll just leave you alone. I'm so sorry about this. Toriel, wait! With this, we get this series rendition of the scene where Toriel runs away from Frisk, although the music is the same 7 notes repeating, so I would definitely chase her down to ensure that I wouldn't have to listen to this over and over again. But eventually, Charpa and Toriel become reunited. Don't worry, my child. As you know, I can never leave you like that, so I've been hiding behind this pillar all this time. However, I have some side tasks to attend to now, so I'll leave for a while. But worry not, you can have this old spare phone I found before. In case of an emergency, you can always call me, and I'll come back rushing back, alright? I'll quote you on that, Toriel. Now then, wait for me in this room until I come back. I have a special surprise I've been building for someone special like you for a while. Goodbye for now, my child. Now, I haven't been able to say this, but this variant of Toriel does unnerve me in some way. Just the way she acts and looks gives me the Scooby-Doo heebie-jeebies. But with this scene, it seems like her heart is in the right place. For now. If this version of Toriel turns out to be some sort of malevolent creation, just say that I predicted it. After the encounter, we now see the Frogget save point. Finally, some damn progress. What's interesting here is that the player uses the second save file instead of the first one. Might as well, right? Eventually, Charbo makes her merry way down to where the rock pushing puzzle is.
Whoa, who told you could move me, eh? What? I need to move to that button over there. Alright, sure.
Damn!
Oh, wasn't this one? Just push me. I'm too tired to move now.
Well, that was certainly a scene. 10 points. Now, Charpa reaches the room of pitfalls, but goddamn, Tony done upped the difficulty to this section. Talk about a real maze of torment. Please don't step on the leaves. It's kinda hard to when it's fucking everywhere. After some time, the player proves how cracked they are, and eventually they clear the maze, where we now encounter Napstablook. When the option to move them with force shows up, the player thankfully remembers the bullshit line 61 would pull if they answered yes, so now the player must find a way around. Returning to the Frogget save point, eventually reaching the area that has the torch, but now the door is open, although walking in reveals that it's too dark to see anything. Interesting. If only there was a light source of some kind that could be carried. The green torch feels warm and inviting. You switch your net with the torch. It feels hotter than you thought. Youch! Youch! Better be quick with this one. Running back into the room, the area is now illuminated, with the music becoming even sadder. Side note, I love the detail of Charpa constantly moving and running around due to how hot the torch is. 10 points. Making their way through, you can see Whimsuns moving stacks of rocks and Frogget's mining. So this is what they do when we aren't fighting them, huh? But now we are met with a new character.
Aha! A client after so long. I knew it was just a matter of time. Monsters can't stop coming back for more, I tell you. Welcome to the gift shop, your highness. The only rock shop where you are king. Now. Let me see the color of your gold. Rocks of the highest quality, your highness. Interested in a rock, are you? There's not much I can say about it. It's gray, it's heavy, but not that much. It just works, right? It's our most sold item for a reason, you know. Ooh, this one's a good one. A classic in blocking paths and making people say grown-up words in public. Say hello to the harder rock, an unmoving piece of minerals that won't go anywhere. This one's belonged to my grandpa once. I haven't been able to remember his face, or what he looked like, or if he even existed to begin with.
So, this is the only thing I have to remember the good old times of that hypothetical parental figure I once had.
But hey, if you have the money, then take it. Bugs gotta eat. Oh, sure thing, your highness. I'd just love to buy the pocket lane you've been carrying since you were born. Buzz off. With all due respect. You're flat broke, kid. Okay, so I'd usually ask you to leave kindly and respectfully, but I've got a deal for you, eh? Give me some sweets. 3 or more, whatever will do. In exchange, I'll give you a basic rock. What do you say? A deal's a deal. Now go explore around, kiddo. I have a feeling you already know where to look at. But looking at more places is always comforting. Is it not? Every path is a mystery waiting to be revealed, even where you think there may not be one to begin with. Bye-bye for now.
Certainly an interesting fellow. Well, now Charpa must begin their quest for candy in order to obtain a rock. Man, this series loves rocks, don't it? Well, it makes me feel at home, since I live in a goddamn desert. It has a little note that says, take as many as you please on it. Well, that's a pleasant change. You got a rock candy. It's heavier than you thought. You may only take one at a time. Never mind. Just when we were given the opportunity to indulge, it is ripped right away from us. Anyways, the video cuts, and now Charpa is back at the Frogget save point, where the room above leads to a familiar area. After taking more than one candy, the bowl falls over in usual manner. However, in unusual manner, the player is given the opportunity to right their wrongs by cleaning up the mess. You pick up the candy as fast as you can. The bowl is back in the shape. It's almost as if nothing ever happened to it, as long as you fake ignorance. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time I've seen someone make a scene where the bowl can be cleaned up, another touch worthy of some points. I also love the detail of the option, leave in disgust, as if it wasn't their fault. Like, we watched you do all that, bro. Now the video cuts back to the mines, where we return to the interesting bug fella. Thankfully that fucking bug that I hate upholds his end of the bargain, and Charpa finally gets another rock. Now with the rock equipped, player makes their way to a waterfall room, where the sign warns not to throw objects into the river, with Charpa answering by dropping the rock into the river. And with this, the rock now acts as a dam, since the flow is blocked. With the blocked flow, the water wheels have now halted, and instead of nice teal water coloring the scene, it's just now black. Talk about bleak. Now, making it back over to the bench, there are now descending steps revealed. Well, only one way to find out what lurks below, right? After Charpa climbs down, we can hear more distorted music. which sounds very familiar to the music of Waterfall, which is ironic given how the player had to access this area by blocking the flow of water. Not much happens as Sharpa makes their way across these watery depths, but eventually they stumble across a path that seemingly serves as the exit, although the sign rather tells us of a cheese museum. Shit, I didn't know Undertale took place in Wisconsin. Here we see all kinds of cheese, from a cheese-shaped cheese to a cheese wheel, and this monstrously sized cheese. Truly a museum of all time. Seems like the drawing on the wall shows a path that could lead to the outside of the ruins. It's not clear, at least to me, where this drawing leads to, so if you have an idea, feel free to share with the class down below. After walking through the doorway and falling through a pitfall, we are now met with Sharpa at the cheese save point, although walking to the next room reveals Napstablook? And what the deuce? Leaving the cheese save point also brings us back to the Maze of Torment. Damn, is all that for nothing? With this, the player types out one final message. I think I've played enough. And after this, the video ends. Man, just what in the green hell is this series about, and what could it all mean? I swear, the more I look into these unfictions, the more perplexing and stumping they become. Well, to help answer all these questions, I'm inviting back to the stage Mr. Green Man Sam, where we shall discuss our ideas as to what this series could possibly be about. Let us commence forth. Alright, I'm here joined on the stage with the one and only Green Man Sam. Do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hello, 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 everyone.
Hello, all 2 people who showed up to this video. Alright, who wants to go first in terms of talking about their ideas and shit like that?
I think the main star should go first. Your video. I think you go first.
Aw, shit, you're making me blush. So for the basic idea, the unfiction is about a bootleg game that the player thinks was always Undertale. That's like the real simple basic idea about it. And then my second more complicated one, try to stay with me here. The unfiction is about an alternate version of Undertale where Toby was truly on his own in making the game. So he had no Temmie, no Kickstarter support, none of that.
Oh.
And it can explain why everything is really rough looking, default RPG Maker stuff, and forcing the player to do a pacifist run by just making the game crash every time there's a battle. What do y'all think?
You know, I think that's extremely funny because that's like 99%. That's basically my theory. I'm not gonna even cap you.
Oh shit.
I literally wrote down, it is one of those bootleg games for Undertale. It clearly uses RPG Maker.
Enough said. The end. Good night.
Enough said. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah.
And then I had a general idea where just like about like the specific version of Undertale, where I just said Undertale where fighting is impossible and the only way past a fight is doing a complex series of puzzles and finding alternate routes around the bosses and levels.
Ooh, yes.
So
another thing I wrote down is like, now preface this. This has no evidence. I was kind of just spitballing here. I wrote down it might have been even made by Toby since it shares a lot of the comedy beats of Undertale. Maybe it was an April Fool's game or something. Once again, no evidence. I must preface that. Just a spitball idea.
So it seems like the general consensus that we both can conclude is obviously this isn't. It's like obviously some weird bootleg where Toby's probably potentially Toby's just fucking around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, I guess in terms of predicting what's going to happen next, it's just going to be more exploring around, avoiding battles, doing stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah. Like I feel like it's going to be like a really like kind of like an you know how like ants have those like colonies underground? It's going to kind of be like that, how you have to like traverse the game. You have to go like a bunch of nooks and crannies to even make it past one part.
It's a bug's life.
Put that on like a golden plaque. That's what I'm gonna have like hung up on my wall, like the small friends. We will never deny a guest even the most ridiculous request. I know that's SpongeBob, but
with the most ornate frame, just hey, it's a bug's life.
Literally, it's a it's a bug's life.
Hey, you know what they say?
You know what they say. It is a bug's life.
Give him that hawk to him.
I mean, I think what else? Undertale, you know, story of Undertale.
I have like 50 minutes to cut out of this because we're just talking about nothing.
We're not
discussing
we
anything.
lost the plot.
Like it's gonna be like a 50-minute long recording, and we're gonna use like 2 minutes of it.
And like a grand total of 15 seconds where we both just say, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's it. And then boom. It's a bug.
Hey, it's bug's life.
It is a bug's life.
Alright, I guess that was it for on the stage discussion. We will now all leave single file, and we're all gonna go out to
Single
Arby's or
file
something.
line,
Yeah.
single file line.
Join us at Arby's.
I look up pig guy, courage the cowardly dog, and the first image I get is what was his name? John Pork.
Get up for John Pork!
Oh,
how long is this
what a
recording?
beautiful recording.
This shit's 10 minutes long, and we have what, 2 minutes?
We talked about it for a minute max. I guarantee you, it was not longer than 2 minutes.
I'm gonna have to keep in some of this stuff because it's like.
Absolutely.
Well, that was certainly an conversation, huh? What do y'all think? Agree? Disagree? Don't give a rat's ass? Let us know down below. Now, with all that said and done, I would again like to thank DEFFFF for the fine performances of voicing some of the characters, and again, his channel will be linked down below. I also want to thank Green Man Sam for agreeing to collab on this video. He brings in the big numbers, so why not put myself and my content out to a bigger audience? But at the end of the day, the coolest thing is for small channels like us to work together and make a cool-ass video. Honestly, it's been so cool to watch my channel grow from nothing into something, and I can't wait to see how much more we can make this channel become. So again, with all that said and done, thanks for watching, and see you later!